All right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BaHaSHam, YAHAWASHI, BaHaSHam, Dash. I say double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone for teaching his word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to my fellow Akim across the four corners of the globe, preaching and prophesying in the name of Yahawah, BaHaSHam, YAHAWASHI. Here, my brother Gabar Yahawah from GMSHAWAII, coming to you with another lesson. And this lesson is entitled, Christians are the #1 supporter of Israel. All right. And when we say Christians, we're talking about chiefly these evangelical Christians. Hey, RAWCHAA, YAHAWASHI, 14,400 views on that just video I'm showing you. And yeah, so like when you look at these so-called evangelical Christians, they're the ones that's, helping financially prop up and so-called religiously prop up the state of Israel, man. And this video that you're about to see in front of you is a bunch of evangelical Christians from Canada and America that over the summer times they go to they basically sign up for slavery to the so-called Jew. All right. And then these so-called Jews and even these so-called evangelical Christians, they believe that they're fulfilling prophecy, because they're dressing these vines, they're taking the the grapes off of these vines, and so they can make wine, and they're basically being exploited and they don't even realize it. They're just free labor for the summer, and these people don't even work hard. You can tell that they're not hard workers. They're not really used to the sun. They're not really used to hard work. In the kingdom of heaven, these people are going into hardcore slavery, and they're going to be forced into slavery. It ain't going to be that hard, but nonetheless, they're going to be forced into it. All right, they're not going to volunteer themselves up. Okay, no one in the history of man ever volunteered themselves up for captivity. Okay, like Vocab alone like to say that, oh, nobody's going to buy us because he don't understand Deuteronomy 28 and 68. He said, look, nobody bought you. You basically gave yourself up. And that's not the truth. That was a forceful event. Likewise, when these heathen nations of this whole world, of all nations, they're going into captivity. This is the book of Jeremiah 30, and I think it's 16. The book of Jeremiah 30 and 16. All right. No one signs up to go to captivity. No one agrees to go to captivity for a summer. And it ain't going to happen like that in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be in captivity for 1,000 long years. All right. Not just a summer. All right. This is the book of Jeremiah 30 and 16, verse 16. And it says, therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. All thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity. Right. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil. And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. And all of these different nations, they have had us in the captivity one time or another. The last to have us in captivity is the nation of Edom. You see these Edomites on this, this still right here. All right. And they're doing nothing but dressing other Edomites as fields. No other nation is signing up to go to Israel, the state of Israel, to go, pick grapes off a vineyard before the grapes sour. Okay, no other nation's doing that. All right, and then they treat the people that's over there, them Arabs, they don't even want to give them jobs because this is free labor. They're exploiting it. So they're like, they claim that they don't trust the Arabs or the Palestinians over there to dress their vines, man. But you nations, you're gonna dress our vines, man. Whether we trust you or not, you're gonna dress them. And you're not gonna have a problem. Ain't gonna be no stealing in our kingdom. Ain't gonna be no sabotage. Ain't gonna be none of that in our kingdom. You're gonna be in hardcore captivity for 1,000 long years, and after that, then the nations will be a perpetual workforce for the children of Israel. You'll get paid, but we're never gonna do no work. We should never do any more labor again. But anyway, let me read this again. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Right? All these different nations that devour us, they're going to be devoured. All thine adversaries, starting with the nation of Edom, you can read Psalms 83. And it gives a detailed list of some of our enemies, our particularly main enemies, and that being the house of Edom, the tabernacle of Edom. And every one of them shall go into what? To captivity. Now, you don't sign up for captivity, right? That word for captivity in the Hebrew is shabia, into captivity. Okay, Shabia or Bashabia, right? Shabia, Shabia. And it says captivity, capture, captives, exile captures, abstractly or concretely, collectively, an extension of booty. So they're going to be, well, prisoners taken away. These people are not prisoners. They supposedly doing this on their free will. You're a bunch of simple ass Edomites that believe that they're fulfilling biblical prophecy. See, they'll fulfill biblical prophecy as long as it applies to the so-called white man. But when it comes to the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, these people don't want to believe in prophecy. It don't have nothing to do with us. We're supposed to be, according to them, we're just a no people, you know? All right, we're just a no people according to them. But they're going into captivity, right? Let's read on. It says, verse 17, for I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, because they call thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. And that's us, right? That's not these people. These people seeking after Esau, you know, they're not doing it in the manner of biblical prophecy. But see, like again, Esau uses biblical prophecy when it suits him, when he can exploit it, you know. And I'll play the video in a second. All right, I just want to see this in a different Bible version. It says, I will give you back your health and heal your wounds, saith the Lord, YAHAWASHI, for you were called outcast, Jerusalem, for you are called an outcast, Jerusalem, for whom no one cares. Right. And that's not the case over there in the state of Israel, because people care about them. All right. Let me play this video right here, this short right here. This is a short from this thing right here.
For Israel is a commandment, and it's something that for Israel is a commandment, and it's something that we truly appreciate. Praying for Israel is a commandment, and it's something that we truly appreciate. Christians are the #1 supporters of Israel, and it's really amazing that we're building bridges between Christians, and to see that happening and evolving is and growing. It's really our responsibility to make sure that it grows, because we see where the world is going, and it is our job to be the light and to have victory over darkness, because we do have the power to be victorious. Praying for Israel.
But you Edomites don't have no power for victory. You're not gonna, you Edomites, you're in your victory right now, you know. But this is Christianity, you know. They're talking about praying for Israel, like they're gonna get a blessing for that. But you're praying for Edomites. You're not praying for the Israelites, you know. You're not. These people are not doing anything but supporting Edomite. I don't even want to say it, but they praise supporting an Edomite outpost in the Middle East, man. Point blank, simple as that, you know. And they do it so by their pledges of money. They do so by their so-called prayers. They do so by their so-called work that they do for these people for free.
Volunteer harvesters from the United States and Canada have local Jewish vintners in Samaria, otherwise known as the West Bank, wondering if not just the grapes, but also the times are
right. And mind you that West Bank supposedly belong to the Palestinians, which they're bombing at, well, they're bombing Gaza right now. But I'm sure they're catching hell on the West Bank too. But these people that walked up in that land, and it was promised to the so-called Arabs, which neither one of them belong in that land. But these Edomites took it over. They took the land. They just walked in there and took it, and then they created these vineyards on property that don't belong to them, you know. And then they got Edomites from America and Canada, basically putting themselves in slavery to these devils, man. And this is easy slavery. This is nothing. She got a water bottle, a backpack, probably got snacks in there and shit, you know. And they're trying to act all humble, you know, and peaceful. But they're this is free labor. That's all this shit is. You know, Christians sign up to go to free labor. But that's not biblical prophecy. In the scriptures it said all your nations are going to be out there. All these nations are going to be out there. And you Edomites, don't even think that you're going to be touching the wine or the grapes that's going to get turned into wine in the kingdom of heaven. That's not going to happen. But you are going into slavery. But it's going to be the hardest form of slavery, not this shit.
Otherwise known as the West Bank, wondering if not just the grapes, but also the times are ripening. The Hebrew prophet Isaiah predicted that close to the time of the Messiah's coming, the sons of foreigners would be their vine dressers.
And that's after the coming of our Lord, right? The exaltation of the afflicted, all right? Because we're the true afflicted, all right? Right? We're the true afflicted. So it's exaltation of the afflicted. It says, this is what she's talking about. She's talking about Isaiah 61. I'm going to start at 1, but the point's in 5. It says, the Spirit of the Lord YAHAWAH BaHaSHAM YAHAWASHI is upon me, because the Lord YAHAWAH BaHaSHAM YAHAWASHI have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. Who are the meek? We are the Israelites. We're the meek. We're the lowly. We're going to look up that term for meek real quick. All right? We are the meek. So if I can find it right here, the meek. The Hebrew word there is YAHAWAH. YAHAWAH. Right? It says poor, humble, afflicted. And the so-called Jew is not poor and afflicted. You can't have a vineyard and be poor. That's not going to happen. You know how much money it costs to establish a vineyard? You got to, get the grapes. You got to grow them. You got to pick them. Then they got to do all kinds of stuff to turn it into wine, man. That's an expensive thing, So the Lord is bringing what? To the poor and the weak. We're the weak in this world. We ain't got no strength in this world. We don't have an army. We won't even have our own land, because all of that's been taken away from us, and the heathen have it. All right? So that word there's YAHAWAH, right? Let's keep on reading. It says, he have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the Salakia. What's going on? He have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives. And we're the captives. See, the so-called the Jays, they're experts in making themselves. They're expert in making themselves the victims, right? But then they'll chant down somebody else's victimhood, or they'll tell us that, hey, you should just work harder. You should just forget about what happened to you in the past. But they can play the victim like they're doing right now with all of that mess that's going over there in the state of Israel, which is our land. That's not even belong to them. And I always say that because it doesn't. Just like America don't belong to you, Edomites. You took it, you stole it, right? It says, he have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and the opening of the prisons to them that are bound, right? Because these prisons that we're in are these different nations, starting off with these different nations. And you have physical prisons that our people are bound up in, but the places of our captivity is our prisons. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord YAHAWAH, and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn. So the fact that these Edomites will be in the fact that these Edomites will be in our vineyards, all right? This is after the vengeance. These other nations will be in our vineyards after this, not before. But this guy said that it was all of this is predating the coming of the Messiah, because they don't even believe he came the first time. And that's where the hypocrisy of these so-called Christians come in at, because they believe in so-called Jesus, right? But the so-called Jew don't believe in the so-called Jesus, man. As a whole, them people don't believe in the Messiah, But these ignorant Edomites, they go over there, they support these people and all the wickedness that they do. And they think that they're going to get a blessing out of that. You are so mistaken. Let's go back to Isaiah 61. And it says, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord YAHAWAH BaHaSHAM YAHAWASHI, and the day of vengeance unto our power, vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. All right. And we're the people that's mourning. We're truly mourning. We're in a low state right now. Okay, we're in a broken state right now as a nation. And we're mourning about, our condition. We're mourning about our enemies destroying us. It says, to all who mourn in Israel, he will give a crown of beauty for ashes, a joyous blessing instead of mourning, festive praise instead of despair. In their righteousness, they will be like great oaks that the Lord YAHAWAH BaHaSHAM YAHAWASHI have planted for his own glory, right? And these nations, they ain't righteous. You know, they're not planning to be righteous. We are. All right. Let me read this in the the KJV again. To appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of YAHAWAH BaHaSHam, that he might be glorified. And they shall build the old waste, they shall raise up the former desolations, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations. And that's not what they're doing over here. These Christians, they sign up for this, right? Claiming that this is a part of biblical prophecy, and it's not.
Times are ripening. The Hebrew prophet Isaiah predicted that close to the time of the Messiah's coming, the sons of foreigners would be their vine dressers.
Our sages have taught us that during the times of the final redemption, which we are right now in, other nations will come to help build the land of Israel, to help the Jewish nation, to fulfill all.
It didn't say nothing about the Jewish nation. It's for the Zion. It's for all of Israel. It's not about the so-called Jewish nation.
The prophecies.
Tommy Waller,
The prophecies to help the Jewish nation, to fulfill all of the prophecies.
Tommy Waller, a Christian from the United States, has harvested in Samaria's vineyards for the past 6 years. What started out as a one-time family project has grown into HALAL Ministries, with more than 150 North American volunteers.
The Word of God is true, and that people need to connect to it, and people need to come to the land to experience the harvest.
We just wanted to come out here and fulfill prophecy of picking grapes. We read the Bible, and Jeremiah,
and the prophecy of picking grapes. Nah, that ain't the prophecy. And you ain't just gonna pick grapes. It said you're gonna rebuild the waste. You're gonna rebuild. You're gonna build. Matter of fact, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 12. I think it's 60, 12. Isaiah 60. Right? Isaiah 60 and 12. Yeah, I'll start at 12. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they shall be, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down to the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, YAHAWAH BaHaSHam, the Zion, which is to Zion, the monument of the Holy One of Israel, man. You see? Verse 10 says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. Minister meaning they're going to serve us. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I had mercy on thee. You see? And that's not happening right now. And we're already reading the following chapter, which is 61, verse 61. So these people are going to be our slaves. Remember, the Lord said, it says what they're going to build, the desolate. It says, and they shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolation. They shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations. And that's why you see Israel looking the way it looked. Because it's just nothing. These people are living on a desolation of many generations of our cities. And we have more than just Jerusalem as a city. All our cities are wasted down there, in there. Just like any country has cities, right? Well, all ours were destroyed via these heathens, you know, and our wickedness. All right. So going back into Isaiah 60 and 10 in the NLT, it says, foreigners will come to rebuild your towns, and their kings will serve you. For though I have destroyed you in my anger, I will now have mercy on you through my grace. Right? And that's not what this is. He talking about something. The prophecy says they were going to pick grapes. No, y'all going to do more than pick grapes, man. You're going to get your backs broken. You're going to get hit with a rod of iron. You're going to get hit with a rod of iron. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find that. Because them people ain't going to do this willingly. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to be forced into it, man. right? You're going to have to be forced into it. Hopefully it shows up. Yep, rod of iron. This is Psalms 2 and 9. Thou shalt break them. This is a promise that the Lord gave YAHAWASHI. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them like the potter's vessel. Right? What effect? Let me read up. Let me read up. Yep. It says this. It says, verse 8, Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. And the heathens are our slaves in the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So we're going to take the whole planet. Thou shalt break them. Who are the them? We're going to break the heathen with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel. You see? And the Lord said, all that his father give him, he's going to give unto us. All right? In the NLT, it says, only ask, I will give you the nations as your inheritance. The whole earth as your possession. He just said that. Yep. It says, verse 9 in the NLT, it says, you will break them with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots. And that's not what they're doing over here. These people ain't being broken. They not even working fast enough, man. It ain't hot enough out there, bro. And they got, these people ain't in slavery. We got somebody introducing them, interviewing them while they cutting vines, man. Claiming that this is a part of prophecy. And it's not. This is not the prophecy that's written in Isaiah 61 and 60, Isaiah 60, right? Or Isaiah 14. All right? So these nations are going to get broken with a rod of iron out here, man. All of these nations, especially the nation in Edom, man. And again, they're not going to be interviewing them about getting hit. About picking vines, man. Revelation 2 and 27. And he shall rule them. The he is YAHAWASHI. All right? He going to rule them what? With a rod of iron. As the vessels of the potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And not only YAHAWASHI, but us too. The hopeful elect, the men of the Lord that believe and that, that are found worthy enough to be saved. All right? We're going to rule them what? With the rod of iron. Same thing that was given to YAHAWASHI is going to be given to us when we read it in Psalms 2 and 9. All right? In the NLT, Revelation 2 and 27, it says, they will rule the nations. Who are they? The elect will rule the nations with an iron rod and smash them like clay pots, man. You see? As I also have received from my Father. Right? And we read about that in Psalms 2 and 29. And these people right here, they're not being ruled over with a rod of iron. They're just being exploited for their free labor. All right? They ain't got to pay for it. These people volunteer for this shit.
Isaiah.
And just be able to be a part of it and to support. And just be able.
We just wanted to come out here and fulfill prophecy of picking grapes. We read the Bible, Jeremiah and Isaiah.
And just be able to be a part of it and to support, people that are growing things out here is just something I've always wanted to do.
This year they are harvesting about 100 acres of vineyards, the equivalent of a staggering 400,000 bottles of wine. Some fields are harvested just in time, as grapes literally ripen on the vine. Waller's harvesters can't keep up with local demand.
The Israelis are saying, if you don't come, we're in trouble. If you don't come, these vines don't get harvested.
Yeah, the Israelis, not the Israelites, man. And they need them. They need that free labor.
Why? It's difficult to attract Israeli labor. And
yeah, here it is. These small hats. They don't even want to do the job. They got the vineyards, but they don't want to. They don't want to dress them. They don't want to cut them. They don't want to do that. They want somebody else to do that. And these small hands ain't trying to be out in the field all day working for some other J's. No. So that's why they want the free labor. That's why it's hard.
Israeli labor and regular.
These vines don't get harvested.
Why? It's difficult to attract Israeli labor, and regular sabotage of the fields makes Jewish vintners cautious of Arab workers.
Farmers have made great personal self-sacrifice in order to plant the vineyards
And to get all of these people coming out and helping them is a great assistance to them.
The harvesters
Look at
come
this shit.
bringing musicians to play worship music.
Y'all not gonna be doing this in our kingdom, man. I don't know if this is a jig or a ham. I don't know what this is, but whatever it is lost. This is not gonna be happening in our kingdom, buddy.
While the grapes are gathered. This appears to not only affect the atmosphere, but brings a blessing to the land.
Without Tommy and his workers, the yield and quality of grapes would not be as high. It's a blessing.
At a time that Jewish Israelis believe could be the final redemption before the Messiah comes.
This dude ain't thinking about the Messiah, man. He's thinking about them damn grapes. He ain't got no beard. He shaved his beard off his face. Come on, man. This ain't the Lord's people, bro. And neither is this fulfilling prophecy, man. He's overseeing free labor. That's all this shit is. These Edomites signed up for free labor, calling it prophecy, man. The hell out of here. It's Isaiah 14:1. And the Lord YAHAWASHI will have mercy on Jacob and yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. Those strangers are other Israelites who didn't know that they're Israelites, right? Who are in a Gentile state of mind. And we're clinging to Jacob. We're cleaving to Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them. Who are them? We're going to possess these heathens in the land of the Lord. In the land of Yahweh for what? Servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captive. So these people are going in captivity, prison, whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. And whose captives were we? We were the Edomites' captives. We were the Moabites' captives, the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, the Japhites, okay, the Syrians, the Elamites. All these nations had us in captivity, man. All of these different nations had us destroyed, man. You know? So that's what's gonna happen. It ain't gonna be no summertime job. You went to Israel and you helped dress some vineyards, and now you help them fulfill prophecy. You're not fulfilling prophecy by doing that, man. It's gonna be forced labor. There's too little people out there. There's got to be millions of people out there getting our vineyards right, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no handful, you know. Not gonna happen, man.
It appears that the fields are ripe, and that Christians are the ones given the task to harvest.
In the Bible, it's written that when Messiah will come, people from all the world will come and help Israel, and we believe in it.
No, it ain't say help. They say they're gonna be enslaved. These people don't know. They don't know YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, man. Let me play this again, man. It is written. It's just free labor for them.
It's written that when Messiah will come, people from all the world will come and help Israel, and we believe in it.
Marty Blom, Axe News Network, Israel.
Yeah, these people are bugged out, man. You know what I mean? And this shows you that these Edomites, they don't understand prophecy. Neither do they care about prophecy. All right? These people are going into captivity, hardcore. All right? The whole world. If you're not an Israelite, you're done. And it's a lot of you people out there. There's a lot of heathen out there, man. All right? And if it ain't enough, we'll make them enough. Because y'all going. You ain't going to help us. You're going to do. You're going into captivity. All right? So I hope you... Oh, I want to bring this out too. This is off of the Times of Israel.com. Netanyahu, evangelical Christians are Israel's best friend. In an address to the CUFI, Prime Minister makes no mention of Trump, but takes a dig at the White House decision to leave the U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told a Christian evangelical audience in Washington on Monday that they were Israel's best friend in the world. And why is that? Because they prop them up. They go along with the lie, and they call it prophecy. And an address notable for the pointed absence of any reference to the U.S. President Donald Trump or his administration efforts to the region. When I say we have no greater friends than Christian supporters of Israel, I know you've always stood with us, Netanyahu told the cheering crowd at the Christian United for Israel's annual conference. So they have a whole annual conference for Christians that's united for Israel. You stand with us because you stand with yourselves, because we represent that common heritage of freedom that goes back thousands of years. And that's not true. America has no better friend than Israel, and Israel has no better friend than America. And that's why the least of the flock are going to draw a big Satan. Little Satan going to draw a big Satan, which is America, into the war, because there's so much best friends, right? Netanyahu continued, and Israel has no better friend in America than you. Speaking via video to an enthusiastic audience, that sprang to its feet as the prime minister's image appeared on a giant screen, right? Netanyahu described Israel and America as engaged in a great struggle. It's a struggle of civilizations. It's a struggle of free societies against force of militant Islam. Netanyahu argued they want to conquer the Middle East. They want to destroy the state of Israel, and then they want to conquer the world. And that's not the case. That's what you Edomites want to do. That's what you Edomites want to do. You want to continue doing that. But you want to use the Christian sympathy to keep you going, right? And these people are none the wiser because they don't know the scriptures. And they don't know the truth. All right? So I hope you're edified with that. Say shalom on to the next.